Hi guys, Happy New Year, and it's me, Chrissy. Well, yes, and I'm here with the last books that I read in the year 2016. I couldn't quite reach it up to 5, but I'm pretty sure that this is okay considering my schedule got really hectic around like the 24th to like the 31st. So, anyway, the first one I was able to finish was Philip Roth, The Humbling. Now, I think that this is my first Philip Roth, and surprisingly, I like him. I like his writing style, and I like how he writes. However, I think that this story could have gone um, better. Like, I had a feeling the way that this was gonna end, and if you've read this, then you know what I mean. But I mean, I had a feeling it was gonna end that way because usually books like this end that way, but at the same time, there were like unnecessary sex scenes that I just didn't appreciate, nor did I think um, really added to the story. I think they were just there, just to make this tiny book just a wee bit thicker. Anyway, it's about a theater actor who at one night just suddenly loses all his talent, or like he doesn't feel the magic of acting anymore, and suddenly his life spirals down. He gets a divorce. He ends up dating the lesbian daughter of his old best friend, and it just goes on from there, and his life away from the theater. So it was alright, but it was so. I did like a couple quotes though, but yeah, it wasn't like amazing or anything, but I do look forward to reading more Philip Roth. The next one I was able to finish. This one took me about 2 weeks because things just got hectic, and that is Unholy Night by Seth Grahame Smith, which is a fantasy retelling of the story of the birth of Christ, and it's multi-perspective, but mostly about Balthazar. And in this one, the wise men are thieves, and it mostly focuses on Balthazar, who so happens to be the Antioch ghost, and he goes around stealing from the Romans, who were like a major world power at this time. And I really liked the humor of it and how it was modern, but at the same time respectful. Wait, there we go. It was also respectful to the story of the birth of Christ. If you are a Christian and you read this, you're not gonna be like entirely turned off, because if you look at this like an action movie as a retelling of the birth of Christ, featuring like the master thief Balthazar and his two companions who he saved their lives, so they owe him a blood debt, which is Gaspar and Melchior, which are the other wise men. And it's pretty good actually. And I also really enjoyed the some of the historical little tidbits that he added. Like, instead of calling it Bethel, the city of Bethel, he said Bethel or Beit El or whatever they call it now. And it's just, I really found that funny. And it wasn't until this book that I could truly appreciate Seth Grahame Smith and the way he does retellings. Like when he did Pride and Prejudice. I've never read the original Pride and Prejudice. I've only read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. But since I know the Christmas story so well, I really did appreciate this and how it ended, and the story, the character, everything. It was just so good. It was good. This is like a really good holiday read if you're not really into the cookie cutter holiday type reads. And lastly, on the night of the 31st, I was just like, I'm gonna read this, I'm gonna have fun I finished this right before midnight, so it was perfect for me. And that is The Killing Joke by Alan Moore and Brian Bolland. This was very different from the movie. In the movie, it included a couple extra scenes that weren't in this. So now I can see why the fans were a bit, correct me if I'm wrong, I can see why the fans were like, that didn't happen in the graphic novel. And I'm like, yeah, it really didn't happen in the graphic novel, but I can appreciate the movie for what it was and what it tried to represent, while this for what it is as its own like kind of separate story. So I wouldn't really mesh them. I wouldn't say, oh, you don't need to read that, just watch the movie. No, you have to just read this or watch the movie. or and watch the movie, but don't like say, oh, if you've read this you watch the movie, if you've watched the movie you've read that. It's, you know, no. So that's it. These are the last things that I managed to read in the year 2016, which brings my total, because some of the things that I read don't have a description on Goodreads, so it's not there officially, but on my like notes things, it on my personal notes, it is official. So this is up to about 78 books in the year 2016, and I'm actually really happy about that, considering I did cheat a lot by reading a lot of graphic novels, and I was busy and stressed out most of the year. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Happy New Year, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.